Hello beautiful people of the internet, and welcome back to another episode of my E46 drift build. On this episode I'm going to be installing a short shifter. So I've gotten this short shifter off eBay. Took about nearly 3 months to get here because I think it came somehow from America to China to here or something, I don't know. But it took a very long freaking time. So yeah, another eBay thing. Let's see if something goes wrong. Hopefully not too bad, because I have seen a lot of people buying these off eBay. A lot of YouTube videos of people that have bought them off eBay and had a bit of good luck for them. So yeah, going to be installing this shifter so I can minimize a bit of this sloppy jalopy and then get a bit of short shift action. So first things first, I'm going to jack up the car, chuck it on some stands so then I can get to the underneath of where the shifter attaches to the gearbox. Right, so going to pull the gear shift knob off and pull apart the console. The gear shift knob's not going to be hard to get off because all the glue is all clapped out. Okay, now I've got the knob off, I'm going to pull this console bit off. Unplug the wires. Right, now I've got this cover off, I need to go underneath the car and figure out how to pull the pins and the circlips out so then I can pull this shifter assembly out. Alrighty, so if you can see up there, it's got this clip here. So I've got to undo that clip there so then we can pull the pin out, which is like a linkage that goes to the gearbox. So then we can pop that shifter out. Alright, so it was a bit hard to film that, but I do have the clip off. And I've got the pin out. So as you can see up there, the pin is out of the shifter. So now I have to go up and pull the shifter out through that through the hole there. So I've just removed this boot off the stick so I can get a little bit more visual inspection space. I have no idea how to get this out. I've never done it before. I'm just going to wing it. I think you might have to turn it or something and fucking pull it or some shit, I don't know. Might have to check the YouTubes. Yeah, so I had to rotate this around and then it stopped. And then I had to give it a bit of a hand with a screwdriver and then to rotate it that little bit more. And now I should be able to just pull this out. Maybe not. Okay, so I just had to rotate it a fair bit more and then as I rotated it, it just came up. So there we have it. She's popped out. Alrighty, this is the two side by side. Pretty much exactly the same. Different sort of bushing at the end there, but pretty much similar lengths. The short throw shift is actually a little bit shorter. But yeah, pretty much the same. Alrighty, so I've just gone ahead and chucked some silicone lubricant in here just to lube it up a bit, and also down in there, and I'm also going to chuck some in where the pin goes just so everything's nice and lubed up, and then we can whack it in. So this actually seats in there a little bit different to the original one that comes out. As you saw in the oh my god, as you saw, fuck me, can't talk. As you saw, I had to untwist that last one to get it out. So, but this one is totally different. It just slides in there, and then you have to go underneath and put this circlip on underneath to retain it in. Alright, so it's not like the best fitting shifter. Like, see, it's got these O-rings on here. It should you know, be a nice press fit in here, and that's bottomed out there, and it still fucking moves around in there. Like, it's not a very snug fit. And then all it's kind of relying on is this circlip here to hold it down. So it's a bit fucking dodgy. Alrighty, so couple of problems. This doesn't fit over the pin. Well, the pin doesn't slide into the shifter, which is pretty good. Doesn't go in. So I'm going to have to drill out that hole to suit the size of that pin. So the other problem is this circlip goes over here and then into this groove here. So this bit here needs to protrude out the bottom of that hole there. But this lip here is actually hitting on the inside of this. So this will not protrude down past that hole, so we can't get this on. So I'm gonna have to like shave this down so that I can fit inside this hole down here. What a fucking joke. So the original one, that hole there is 10 mil, and the pin size on the car is actually 10 mil. But on this new one, this is only 9.5. So I've got to drill it out to a 10 mil hole. Alrighty, so now we've drilled that out. It does fit over the pin, but problem number 3, the bushing on this is too fat, so the pin doesn't come all the way through, and the groove that clip goes on is not protruding out of the bush. So now I have to shave some of that off. So yeah, cool beans. So yeah, to see what I'm talking about, this is the old one, and if I measure this, width of that, 20.8, but if I measure the new one, it's 22.8, so it's 2 mil wider. So I've got to shave off a bit from here and a little bit from here to bring it down to 20 mil. So I have had to actually take quite a fair bit off this, you know, grind it down with a flapping disc. And I've also had to be careful that I didn't take off this groove here, because that's where the circlip goes on. If I took that off, then I would have been in strife. So now this does fit in there, and it protrudes enough so that I can get the circlip on. So I'm going to chuck it in now. So now you can see that that lip is protruding. Now I can get that circlip on.
2 hours later.
Alright, so that actually took me about 2 hours to get that circlip on, because there is not a great deal of room under here. And I just tried all these different fucking methods and techniques, and I finally got it after about 2 hours. Now it's time to put the linkage back in the gear shift stick thingy. Alrighty, so that was a battle. Now I've got it all hooked back up. I'm gonna test it out and see what it looks like. The side to side still a little bit loose, because as you can see down here, move that, and this whole thing's actually moving inside here. So there's a bit of slop there. That way's tight, so that bit there is, you know, nice and short. So that's cool. It's just this sideways movement's just clapped out. And I really don't want to try and like pull this out again and, you know, wrap tape around it and make a bush or anything, because it's just going to be a pain in the ass to get that circlip on and off again. So I really don't want to do that. So I'm just going to have to probably just leave it as it is. Leave that sloppy bit like that, and then just obviously use it like this. Alrighty, so got the boot back on. I'm going to leave this little bit of console off, this boot off, because I do want to fit a hydro in here. And yeah, going to leave it all off so I can access that to fit up the hydro. So now I'll do a bit of a before and after with the old hydro, with the old non-short throw shifter, and then with the short throw shifter. So here's the old one. And now here's the new one. So yeah, it's actually shortened it up a lot. It's not too bad. The side to side movement is kind of not that noticeable once this boot's back on, but I may have to do something with it down the track, I'm not sure. Alrighty folks, that's the end of the video. Bit of a fuck around, as per usual. I have actually had a few months off working on the car, because everything just kept going wrong. Every single thing that I've done to this car, I've had to modify something, or something's gone wrong. So it's been getting me a little bit down, but also being in Melbourne, nothing's open, no drift events happening. So I haven't had really anything to strive towards, but decided I wanted to get some stuff done on the car and make a video, so I've done that. And if you have stuck around this long, thank you very much for watching the video. If you did like it, please hit that thumbs up button, and also if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Have a great day. Peace.